It's morning in a forest of tall, thick-growing bamboo. A small oriental boy with a very mischievous look on his face sneaks through the foliage with a knapsack hanging from his shoulder. He steps forward and startles a group of birds on the ground, and as they scatter, he bolts back down the trail in fear. After a beat, he realizes there is no danger, so he plucks up his courage and returns in the direction he was going. Looking down, he spies a long black feather lying on the ground and picks it up and slips it into his belt. As he travels a bit further, he looks up through the tall bamboo and sees smoke coming from a craggy mountain cave entrance. He heads straight to the base of the mountain and, smirking to himself, begins to climb up the steep cliff. This is an arduous task, even for one as agile as the boy. About halfway up the cliff, his foot dislodges some rocks, which fall noisily down the mountainside. He rigidly clings to the cliff wall, looking up in fear. After a beat, he assumes that there is no danger and resumes his climb until he reaches the cave's entrance. He peeps into the darkness and loses some of his resolve, for there lies a huge, menacing dragon who is sprawled on the cave floor, snoring loudly. The sight before him is so terrifying that he almost turns around to leave. But as his impish nature gets the best of him, the mischievous look returns to his face, and he sneaks into the mouth of the cave. As he slinks near the dragon's face, a devilish idea comes to him. He tiptoes noiselessly under the dragon's snout, and plucking the feather from his belt, begins tickling the dragon's blackened nostrils. The dragon snorts and grimaces a few times, and then settles back down. The boy continues the feathery assault, which escalates into a humongous sneeze from the dragon, shooting a fiery snot rocket through the mouth of the cave, which instantly incinerates a small bat who had been flitting about. The boy stands frozen, holding the flaming feather. After a beat, he continues on his rascally quest. He quietly darts from rock to rock and arrives at the dragon's tail. Reaching into his knapsack, he pulls out a long roll of firecrackers and deftly loops them around the large, scaly tail. Then, with a look of triumph and glee, he lights the short fuse with the flaming feather and bolts from the cave. Perched in the rocks just outside the cave, his anticipation is soon rewarded by the sound of firecrackers exploding in rapid succession, and he immediately sees the startled and terrified dragon come bursting from the cave, flying in confusion. Zigzagging in a crazy pattern and being followed by smoky explosions, the dragon continues to flee until all the firecrackers are spent. Rolling on the ground, howling with devilish laughter, the boy doesn't realize that the explosions have now ceased. Breathing quickly in and out, trying to calm himself, the dragon soon realizes that he has been the sport of someone's joke, and he spies the perpetrator far below on the mountain ledge. With a mighty roar and a burst of flame, he streaks back down toward the boy, who now realizes it might have been wiser to wait until another time to celebrate his jest. The boy hops over the cliff's edge, bumping his bottom on rocks that jut out from its wall, and bounces like a ball in a pinball machine down toward the forest floor. All the while, he is dodging fire that the angry dragon is fiercely shooting at him. The boy hits the ground running, still pursued by the furious reptile. Knowing that this is no longer just a joke, he is truly running for his life. Dodging through the bamboo which is being set ablaze, the boy sees the river a short distance away. He sprints with abandon and dives into the water with his bottom on fire. The swift current sucks the boy down deep as he ping-pongs off the rocks at the river's bottom. The dragon flies back and forth above the waves of white water, waiting for the boy to reappear. Unable to see the boy through the foamy waves, the livid dragon soon loses his patience and throws a fiery tantrum in the air. He then spies the village in the distance, and scowling with anger, he flies in that direction. Meanwhile, further downstream, the boy's head pops up out of the water. Sputtering and exhausted, he pulls himself up onto the rocky beach on the opposite side of the river and lays there panting.